City Manager's report.
Nothing.
City Manager's report?
No report, ma'am.
City Manager's report.
Nothing at this time.
City Manager's report.
No, nothing.
You just watched 4 consecutive meetings where the city manager for the city of College Park neglected to do his job. At the end of each council meeting, he's given the opportunity to make the city manager's report. But for 4 meetings, he decided to say nothing.
City Manager's report.
No, nothing.
But it hasn't always been that way. Let's travel back to his very first day as city manager at the
City
council.
Manager report.
Good evening, everybody. I would like to advise the community whenever there's doubt or an issue is not on the city website, please feel free to call the city manager's office and I'll clarify.
Dr. Adadir, and I have a question.
Sure, ma'am.
Have you instructed staff to cut their upcoming budget by 6%?
I asked for all department heads when they prepare next year's budget to reduce it by 6%.
And what was the rationale for the 6%? What was the rationale for the 6%?
So that, the finance director was going to present, where we are as far as the budget. And I just, it's something that they are proposed in the next coming budget when I sit down with the governing bodies.
What was the rationale?
I'd like to call a point of order.
Yes, sir.
The city manager's giving this report. This is not our opportunity that I'm familiar with, that we deliberate or ask them questions.
This isn't a matter before City Council. I'm just inquiring during his report.
City attorney, we need clarification.
Let me be clear. The charter says that the mayor presides over deliberations. We passed an ordinance that said that the mayor may not herself deliberate as the council deliberating. This is just conversation. And so any elected official can make inquiries and have conversations at this point in the meeting.
Let me catch you up. On January 2nd, a new administration came into power in the city of College Park. Their first order of business was to change the way in which the mayor is able to support discussion during the meeting. They wanted to make sure that she was not able to assist in any deliberation on any agenda items. So in that last clip, the lawyer clearly says that the mayor can participate in conversation during the city manager's report. And it's important to remember, the mayor's question was, why are staff budgets being cut by 6% across the board? You can imagine that that 6% will include some jobs and most definitely resources for the city. But instead of answering that question, it appears the council and their city manager came up with a new plan. Just watch.
City Manager's report.
Nothing today, ma'am.
Dr. Adadir, I have a question for you.
A point of order. I don't know. I think we need to yield to the attorney at this time. The city manager has not made a report.
Councilwoman Jamil McKenzie is correct. The city manager has not made a report. When asked for a report, he said nothing.
So he's being asked some questions. In the last meeting, he was badgered as well. Can you give us some clarification, city attorney, in terms of if there's no report made?
I think if the city manager has a report, I believe that any member of the governing body would be entitled to ask the city manager questions. I do think that it's telling that the city manager has no report, and so questions of the city manager when he has no report seems to be out of order.
Thank you. I just, and that's all I wanted to say, that if he has no report and we ask him questions that have to deal with agenda items that have already been discussed, that would appear to me to be out of order.
But if the city manager doesn't deliver a report, how will the citizens know what's going on in the city? He is the linchpin of city operations, ensuring transparency and communication between city leadership and the community. In our system where the mayor's powers are limited, his role becomes even more vital. But it appears our city manager, attorney, and council had come up with another plan, something that works for them. So if the city manager doesn't have a report, then the city manager can't be asked any questions. That worked out perfectly. I mean, even the little routine between the council person and the city attorney, I almost felt scripted. But maybe that's just me. Let's go to the very next meeting.
City Attorney's report.
Nothing this evening.
Next is City Manager's report.
None.
That's exactly.
Wait, huh? Did you hear that?
That's exactly.
Excuse me? Wait. Play that one more time.
City Attorney's report.
Nothing this evening.
Next is City Manager's report.
None.
That's exactly.
Next is report of Mayor and Council, starting with Mayor Motley Brew.
All right, so
So that's how I went. From that point forward, the city attorney and the city manager never gave any reports.
Okay, now we can move on to the City Attorney's report.
Nothing this evening, Madam Clerk.
Next is the City Manager's report.
Nothing tonight.
The next item is City Manager's report.
No, I don't.
City Attorney's report.
Nothing this evening.
City Manager's report.
Nothing.
city attorney's report,
No report this evening.
city manager's report.
No report, ma'am.
All right.
City Manager's report.
Nothing at this time.
Mayor and Council report.
All right. Well, it is 11:30, so it has been an eventful couple of weeks, as they all are.
Eventful to say the least. There's a lot going on in our city. They're attempting to build battery plants behind the homes of residents. They're attempting to tear down rock walls loved by our children and others worldwide. They're ripping resources like Bill Evans Field, which has been adored by this city and the greater community, an area that could have been preserved by Morehouse College and remained a green space. But for some reason, the city manager never gives us a report. He sits silent when asked to share what's going on in the city.
Nothing this evening.
City Manager's report.
No, nothing.
Dr. Adonier, could you explain the insurance issue? Because since it was in the consent agenda, I mean, this is still a big deal for the
City
City-
Attorney's report.
God, no.
City Managers.
No.
Madam Mayor, the next item on the agenda is the City Attorney's report.
I have nothing this evening, Madam Mayor.
The next item on the agenda is the City Manager's report.
No report this evening, ma'am. Thank you.
I really wanted to keep this video under 10 minutes, and I believe I got everything in there so you can see how our city manager has been operating over the last 7 or 8 months. But do you remember that little 6% question that the mayor had earlier? Look what happened a few months later when that question was brought back up.
The views and opinions expressed in this video are solely those of Mose James IV and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any affiliated entities. Mose James IV is not employed by the City of College Park, nor is he seeking any contract or financial gain from the city. He is a lifelong resident of College Park and its surrounding areas, and, most importantly, a dad invested in leaving a lasting legacy for his children in the town he grew up in.